It's really good. And a great setup. I played a lot of cricket with Mark through my career, and then I've obviously played for the Titans, so he's been the coach. So it's nice to be back with him around, him and Jock and Graham, running the show. I know he hasn't been around much, but it's just great to walk into a dressing room with, familiar faces that I've played a lot of cricket with especially with Chico around and Justin, guys that are similar to my age, I guess. Normally I walk into the Proteas setup and I feel very at home, and this time I walk in and it's a very foreign kind of dressing room for me. A lot of youngsters who do play a lot of cricket with each other, whether it's A teams or academy sides or, MSL teams and that. But yeah, it's still nice to walk in, and I know the guys, and there's a lot of respect in that sense. Good friends with Quinny, and David Miller. So, I've got people that I'm very familiar with in the dressing room, and getting to know the other guys whilst I go. They're all asking questions, which is always good. The thing at the highest level is that you don't have to coach anybody anymore. People just want to learn through other people's experiences. So they want to sit there and they want to ask Callis, what was he thinking when he was on 98, and he had 10 dot balls bowled to him. Or, guys have come to me and what are you thinking when you've gone for 4 or 5 boundaries in a row? It's not coaching, it's just experiences, because they're going to find themselves in those positions. So there's a lot of questions that are going around the dressing room, and that's great, because these players are going to find themselves, young players are going to find themselves in big match tournaments in similar positions. So it's great to be able to share those experiences. Yeah, I think smart. You just got to be smart, and guys that have played at the highest level, I guess, need to show up and step up. Quinny has been phenomenal throughout the Test series and the ODIs, and I think he'll lead this team again with bat and captaincy. David Miller, we saw in the last ODI what he's capable of, and then the young guys, just the unknown. They need to hit hard. They need to capitalise and use that to their advantage. England won't know a lot of the guys and know what they're capable of, and they'll also be quite wary as to what to do against them. So that's what it's going to take, and then a bit of smart cricket and a bit of luck at the end of the day too. Well, very important. You don't want to be bowling extras in 2020. You don't want silly things like run-outs, and we discussed this. You'll talk about this in the meetings, and it will be very brief, because at the highest level, this level, those are not things that you should be focusing on. But yeah, it sometimes boils down to a simple misfield, and having an in-batter off strike or back on strike that can determine whether you win or lose. I think they played well. They got themselves into positions where they could have won the game, which is great. A young team to take England all the way down to the wire in that pink day game is a great achievement, and then won convincingly in the first ODI. So there's a lot of confidence in there. And a lot of these guys that we've got in this team have done phenomenally well in the recent MSL. So I think they're still running off a lot of that kind of form and vibe that they're feeling. So I think there's enough confidence over here for the guys to do well. For me, I just want to continue what I've been doing, I guess. Just learning new things. It was amazing, because in the MSL I decided to play a little bit more of a braver brand of cricket for myself. I try to create a new slow ball and bowl different balls, Yorkers in the power plays and bouncers in the power plays and alternative fields and so on. And I think I want to just continue that. It just keeps stretching my cricket a little bit. But overall, I want to kind of just be there at mid-off and be able to orchestrate this bowling lineup a little bit. I think this bowling lineup is phenomenal. You've got Lungi and Shamo and all of these guys, but they need someone to kind of lead them, and not just lead them in performances, but just kind of lead them and show them the way, and when they're deciding what they want to bowl, just have the backing of somebody that's been there and done that before. There's nothing more better than going up to someone who's played a lot of cricket and saying, I'm thinking of bowling a Yorker, and that person says, yeah, that's the perfect option. You feel like you're doing the right thing. So if I can do that at mid-off, then I feel like my job will be done.